had to take that call, and it took a little while. It's 7 o'clock. Actually, Brian, if you're watching this, now you know what it's all about. See, I stopped all this just for you so we could take that call. Aren't you special? So anyway, guys, I guess all that to say, I really don't know where I left off now because I lost my train of thought talking to Brian. But anyway, I just wanted to tell you guys that when times get tough, it's time to get tougher. You know what I'm saying? And be proactive and get out there. Get out there and attack. And we are going to kick butt. I am back. I'm ready to go. I have no idea what the future is going to look like 30 days from now or 45 days from now, but I know it is what I create it to be. So that's true for all of us, you know. Your life and your future is an open book. It's an unfinished story. I have something in my throat. It's an unfinished story. And you are the author of your book. So I want you guys to go out there and just kick butt. And we are going to kick butt this week. And I will let you guys know when my meth lab is open. And I'll be taking orders online. And we're going to see how that goes. I'm going to franchise my meth lab. So we're going to see if, you know, it's going to... I'm trying to decide if I market it as just drugs or drugs for weight loss. You know, because I think the whole drugs for weight loss thing, you know, might be a viable option. What do you guys think? Just kidding. For anybody that's watching this, I clearly am just kidding. So anyway, I have eaten nothing bad today, although with everything going on, again, this is unacceptable. But I certainly know I haven't eaten enough today. I have got to get proactive, get in a schedule, say, okay, this is what we're doing, start schedule everything, making my schedule, making my eating schedule, you know, letting all the drama and the ups and downs of all this crazy job crapola get past because, you know, I know I haven't eaten nearly enough. I actually have something brewing in the kitchen right now. And I'm going to make my homemade turkey meatballs tomorrow, which are yummy. I got to tell you guys, I've always made homemade, I told you I'm a great cook. And in the past when I would make spaghetti and meatballs, I would make spaghetti and meatballs, but the meatballs had 3 meats. And for you vegetarians, you might want to close your ears because it would use beef, pork, and veal. And oh my gosh, it's so good. But I kind of thought, well, if I make it with extra lean ground turkey, is it really going to taste as good? Let me tell you, it does. So I make meatballs, and the only thing you put in the meatballs is just the meat, a little bit of breadcrumbs, just seasoning. I put salt, pepper, fresh basil, and oregano, and a little bit of water. Cook your meatballs, and then for the sauce, you really just use, I'd love to be using fresh, but it's not summer, so get over it. Canned chopped tomatoes, tomato sauce, tomato paste, garlic salt, fresh garlic, basil, oregano, a little bit of fresh olive oil, fresh, you know what I mean, extra virgin olive oil, and then I do put butter in it. That's a key little tip from restaurants. If you've worked in restaurants, you know that they put butter in everything. And yeah, it is fat, but it's the only fat that you're putting in there, and I don't put a ton, but it just gives it that really rich flavor. And that's it. And then you eat that with your meatballs. I don't make pasta, but I eat that with turkey meatballs and then some broccoli or green beans. And that's that. Do you guys see back there? Hold on. My TV is flashing. It's broken. Comcast is broken again. Annoying. It's like the 7th time they've come out here to have to fix things. Did you guys have any other questions for me? There were some of you that had sent in questions that I can't really answer on a rated PG blog, if you know what I mean. Especially, well, I'm not even going to answer it. And maybe tomorrow I will have one of my special Kelly-O lists of things I hate. And maybe I'll dedicate one of these days soon. I'm going to, sorry, I'm fixing something on my phone. I will catch the demon and his owners on camera. I'm going to sabotage them. Not sabotage, what's the, stalk? I don't know what the word is I'm looking for when you catch somebody. I want to get it on film, and I want to put it on my blog, what I'm talking about. Because I'm pretty sure that most of you would probably write back and be like, oh my God, Kelly, how do you do it? How do you live? I don't know how I live. And also, I might mansion. Boy, I think the hat is bringing out the Southern girl in me. And I used to live in Pensacola, Florida, y'all. And when I get around Southern people, my Southern drawl comes out. So if y'all are fixing to go downtown and get yourself some sweet tea and maybe go down to the corral for some dancing, let me tell you, I'd take you up on that. The thing you need to know about Southern people is that everything is slow in the South, and God bless them. I love living in the South. I love myself some sweet tea. I love Southern boys with a nice cowboy hat and some jeans, and I need a moment. But anyway, the thing is that I do tend to get my Southern drawl on when I'm around people that are in the South. I just find myself talking like a Texan. I find myself talking like Paula Deen. Of course, that's a whole other level. Because she says, y'all, I'm going to boil some eggs. Not boil. Boil. people say, is Paula Deen really real? That's real, y'all, okay? But the thing I noticed from being in Chicago versus living in Pensacola is that really everything is done slower down there, and that includes like swearing. They even swear slow. And gosh, this is a rated G blog, PG blog, so I can't do the swearing, but if you think about it, everything up here is like, oh my God, I can't believe it. Did you call him? Get him on the phone. Get him on the phone. Talk to him. I got to change it. No, that's unacceptable. Talk to him. Get him on the phone. We're going to change that. Is his flight ready? Okay, blah, blah, blah. That's the way we talk, or that's the way I talk. You go down south, they're like, well, Betty Joe, are you, y'all fixing to come over and have some sweet tea later? Because, I don't know, I think I'm going to have Billy Joe, Bob, and Frida. They're going to come over. They're going to have some dinner. And after dinner, we're gonna go out back, maybe, I don't know, relax a little bit. Maybe we'll work on the lawn. I don't know. I think my husband was fixing to, I don't know, want some action tonight, so I'm not quite sure about that, but I'll think about it. I might go shopping tonight. You guys want to go shopping with me later? Doesn't that make you just feel like you want to go home instead of hanging around with me? And I'm always like, the amount of words per sentence that I can get in, or per second, per minute, is this much, where in the South it's this much. I miss living in the South. I really do. I miss sweet tea. There's a place in the South called Stakeout, and they deliver steak. So you can order steak tips and a baked potato and a sweet tea, and they deliver it. Well, hello, if I ordered that every day, I wouldn't fit on this camera, okay? Right, that's why when I lived in Pensacola, I pretty much was the heaviest I've ever been in my whole life. When I moved home to finish school, my mom saw me get off the plane, and she was like, good God, what happened to you? Did you eat a house? Those were good times. A few too many Purple Hooters, and a few too many times at the old country buffet. You know what I mean? It's easy to get fat. But anyway, I have had a long day. I haven't relaxed. Maybe tomorrow will be my relaxing day. Probably not, because I already have my list of things I need to attack, because it's time to make some things happen. Right? So you guys have a good evening. I hope you enjoyed your little bit of Southern comfort. I do like Southern comfort. That's for you, Brian. Remember, you're the one that showed me Southern comfort in the airport with your poop-stained shirt? Now everybody that's watching this is like, Brian, Southern comfort and a poop-stained shirt. What does that mean? Don't try. Don't try to figure it out. It just means that's what happens when you travel too much for work. Okay? You guys have a good night. Nighty-night.